In the pantheon of American business titans, one name stands above the rest as the original architect of massive wealth: Cornelius Vanderbilt. Before the age of Rockefeller, Carnegie, or Morgan, Vanderbilt wrote the blueprint for American business empire building. His story is one of ruthless ambition, unmatched business acumen, and a rise from absolute poverty to becoming the wealthiest person in the world. When Vanderbilt died in 1877, his $100 million fortune was greater than the sum held in the United States Treasury. In today's terms, that would be equivalent to roughly $200 billion. But perhaps more remarkable than the fortune itself was how he built it, starting with just a $100 loan from his mother. Born into a family of Dutch immigrants who arrived in America as indentured servants, young Cornelius seemed destined for a life of manual labor. At age 11, he dropped out of school to work on his father's ferry in New York Harbor. Unable to read or write properly, he learned the fundamentals of business through pure experience, transporting cargo and passengers across the waters between Staten Island and Manhattan. But Cornelius had bigger dreams. At 16, he approached his mother for a $100 loan to buy his own sailboat. She agreed, but with one condition: he would have to clear her rocky field for farming. Rather than tackle this enormous task alone, young Cornelius showed his first flash of business insight. He recruited local children to help, promising them free rides on his future boat. It was an early glimpse of the strategic mind that would later transform American industry. With his first boat, Vanderbilt employed a strategy that would become his trademark: aggressive price cutting. He offered the lowest fares on every route, building a reputation for reliable, affordable service. But his true genius lay in what he did with his profits. While competitors spent their earnings on luxuries, Vanderbilt lived modestly and reinvested everything into buying more boats. One vessel became 2, then 3, then an entire fleet. The War of 1812 provided his first major breakthrough. The US government contracted him to supply military outposts, earning him substantial profits and valuable connections. By the age of 19, he had enough success to marry, though controversially, he chose his first cousin, Sophia Johnson, with whom he would have 13 children. Yet, family life never distracted Vanderbilt from his relentless pursuit of wealth. If anything, his personal relationships suffered greatly from his singular focus on business. He would later have his wife temporarily committed to an asylum, and did the same to one of his sons who suffered from epilepsy, viewing any sign of weakness as mental deficiency. By the late 1820s, Vanderbilt recognized the revolutionary potential of steamboats. He began methodically transitioning his fleet from sail to steam power, but with the same cutthroat business tactics. He would enter new markets offering rides so cheap, sometimes even free, that competitors couldn't survive. Once they went bankrupt, he would buy their assets at fire sale prices or raise his own prices to profitable levels. Some larger companies found it cheaper to simply pay Vanderbilt to stay away from their routes. The Hudson River Steamboat Association famously paid him $100,000, millions in today's money, to avoid competing with them. Vanderbilt took these payments and used them to expand his empire further. Despite his growing wealth, Manhattan's elite never fully accepted him. His crude manners, poor education, and reputation for ruthlessness made him an outsider in high society. Yet Vanderbilt turned this to his advantage, marketing his services as the People's Line, positioning himself as the common man's champion against wealthy monopolists, even as he built his own monopolies. The California gold rush of 1849 presented Vanderbilt's next major opportunity. While others rushed to mine gold, he focused on transporting the miners. He secured an exclusive deal with Nicaragua to create a route that was 600 miles shorter than the Panama route used by competitors. The profits were enormous, but at age 60, Vanderbilt made a rare mistake. Taking his first vacation in decades, he left his Nicaragua business in the hands of two partners, Morgan and Garrison. They betrayed him, conspiring with Nicaragua's new leader to steal his routes. Vanderbilt's response was characteristically direct. He sent them a chilling message. "Gentlemen, you have undertaken to cheat me. I won't sue you for the law is too slow. I'll ruin you. Yours truly, Cornelius Vanderbilt." True to his word, he orchestrated an economic and political campaign that ultimately led to the overthrow of Nicaragua's government, destroying his betrayers in the process. After his first wife's death, the 73-year-old Vanderbilt married his cousin, Frank Crawford, 43 years his junior. But his true focus remained on his greatest venture, railroads. Seeing the future in rail transport, he sold his ships and began consolidating America's fragmented rail lines into the world's largest railroad network through his New York Central Railroad. Where others saw disconnected railways, Vanderbilt envisioned and built an interconnected system that would transform American commerce. His vision of linking major cities through rail created new opportunities for trade and travel that had never existed before. Before his death in 1877, he donated $1 million to found Vanderbilt University and left most of his fortune to his eldest son. Even on his deathbed, his legendary temper remained fierce. He had to be physically restrained from attacking reporters gathered outside his home. From a humble $100 loan, Vanderbilt had built an empire that revolutionized American transportation, from sailboats to steamships to railroads. Though a ruthless competitor and difficult family man, his business innovations helped shape modern America, creating a blueprint for future entrepreneurs and transforming the nation's economy.